think we can safely say that our bull case is well over $1 million in 5 years.
Has it changed your perspective on Bitcoin at all? I know that your outlook there is a $1.5 million Bitcoin by 2030. Has that changed at all?
So when people ask me what is the biggest surprise in the last 10 years, so we started ARC in 2014. We wrote our first Bitcoin blog back then. 2015, we wrote our first white paper on Bitcoin. And we thought that Bitcoin in emerging markets would serve the role that stablecoins now are serving. And Tether is just an unbelievable story that way. We thought Bitcoin would serve that role because we didn't know about stablecoins. And even very recently, I think we're becoming very surprised at how quickly the uptake of stablecoins is. So if we had to modify anything in that $1.5 million forecast, you'd probably see and you can see on a table in Big Ideas 2025 how we build up the bull case. We'd probably take a little bit from the emerging market part of that stack, but I think the much bigger force right now is it's the gateway into digital assets for institutional. It's a new asset class. That and the really substitute for gold as a store of value, another use case. Those are the two biggest, and those we have not changed at all.
So there you have it from Cathie Wood, and getting straight into it, Bitcoin versus the largest asset. Right now, you see Bitcoin is coming in at 122.4K. And look at the daily candles. This is the highest daily candle close we could be seeing today. We want to see a continuation of this price action. We showed you this bump and run. We showed you our technical targets. Upside is what we've been calling. Bitcoin bros have called it for you. But back to this here. At 123, Bitcoin flips Amazon market cap. And then at 158, Apple, 191, Microsoft, 217, Nvidia. So in hindsight, Bitcoin is less than a double, passing by all of these securities or biggest companies globally. But look here, at $1.115 million per Bitcoin, Bitcoin then flips gold. Will that happen sooner rather than later? Well, there's a high chance we could see that over the next 5 years. You be the judge. As we pointed out, 122.5K is right around the way. And before we get started, take a breather. Go ahead, smash the like button, share this with your friends and family, but also show us some love. Follow us on X at Bitcoin Bros 26. Tom Lee has been a huge ETH bull. So we see Bitcoin making the rally and the candles up to new all-time highs, and ETH is doing what? Creeping up towards new all-time highs. If we look back to the right of the charts, Ethereum is getting closer to the previous all-time high. This peak was up to 4,850, maybe 4,900, depending on what exchange you're looking at. And ETH broke out of this downtrend. We had the back test when we see a continuation to the upside. And the target that ETH is going to be looking up to is roughly around $8,000. So this is something you definitely want to pay attention to. Ethereum dominance is right below 14%. So looking at the overall crypto market capitalization, we see the overall crypto market cap around $4.13 trillion. So if we come up to the top of this purple line, say 20%. So the total three, once again, is 4.13. So getting on our calculator, 4.13, multiply that by 0.20, that's 20%. That's $826 billion as far as the overall market cap could go for ETH. So where is ETH at right now as far as market capitalization? 572. So to get to 826 from 572, we're going to put 572 and then 826. And you see this right here, that's a 44% increase. So looking at Ethereum, if we hit a 44% increase, that's taking us up to almost $7,000 as you see the price action currently right now is at 4,700. Will we get a continuation up to those major levels? You be the judge. So wait, if we zoom into this price action, what can we see for the technical targets, technical breakout? So if we look a little bit closer and we draw a horizontal, we can definitely see that we've had a bump and run pattern. Almost textbook, perfectly hit our head, hit our head, hit our head, came up, back test, have continuation to the upside. Now, could this be looked at as some type of flag pattern? Well, let's just draw this and let's pull this from the candle bodies, not the wicks, and then we would have this breakout. That will take us up to almost where we are right now. So could this target be hit, and could this be a bearish divergence? There's a lot that is showing in the charts where we could just be getting ready to potentially have a pullback or a continuation, because this is on the 2-day. We can see that the green crossed over both the 20 and over the 50 and 100 daily moving averages. So having that continuation to the upside could potentially be already underway. In Fun Strats, Tom Lee is weighing in and giving his target for Ethereum. Let's hear from Tom.
In some of the work we've done, we believe it's the biggest macro trade over the next 10 to 15 years. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that stable coins have really become the ChatGPT moment for crypto. And now we have the Genius Act and Project Crypto from the SEC, which is Wall Street, essentially running onto the blockchain. But one of the best ways we believe to sort of have exposures through Ethereum treasuries, and that's a company like Bitmine, which I've become chairman recently.
So when we're talking about Ethereum, it's one cryptocurrency. Stablecoins are obviously in the news, especially with the Circle IPO, and Circle is reporting its earnings and offering more shares. And then you mentioned this Bitcoin as well. Why are you so bullish on Ethereum? What are the opportunities you're seeing in Ethereum in particular?
Well, Ethereum is the second largest blockchain, and it's different than Bitcoin because with Bitcoin, you can't really do programmable contracts, so smart contracts. Wall Street needs to find a stable and legally compliant blockchain to work on. The majority of stablecoin creations are taking place on Ethereum. And when you look at where JP Morgan is building a lot of its layer 2s, or Coinbase or Robinhood, they're choosing to do it on Ethereum. So it is the place where Wall Street is essentially financializing the system.
All right. So, by the way, you're not the only bullish person or bullish company when it comes to Ethereum. We're just looking right now. Standard Charter raising its year-end target for Ethereum to 7,500 from 4,000. Right now, Ethereum's trading right around, I believe, 4,700. Are you this bullish, 7,500 by year-end?
I think that's within the realm of expectations. Ethereum, I think, first needs to clear its prior highs of around 4,800. It's within 6% of that now. Believe it or not, Bitcoin's obviously been making many new all-time highs this year, but Ethereum is still below its 2022 highs, 2021, 2022. So I think once it clears that level, I think Ethereum and small caps tend to be correlated. So to me, 7,500 actually might even be on the low end of what's possible.
Really?
I think I've seen many targets of 10 to 15,000.